All right, it looks like we are live. Let's make sure I'm not too loud here on my computer. There we go. Make sure we're live on my phone. We're good. We're live. Awesome. All right. Hello, everyone. Hope you're having an excellent Tuesday evening and an excellent week so far. I'm Mark Erickson here on my channel. This is a fun video because this is the first time I've been live on this YouTube channel, my personal channel. I'm no stranger to live streams. I do a lot of them at Atlanta Brick Co. pretty much every day of the week or most days of the week. But I also get to bounce off people and have a formula, as it were. So this is very much breaking the mold of all that. So I'm very excited. But the subject of today's video is going to be building a set, kind of like the joy of building that we do at Atlanta Brick Co. TV, but a little bit different. So it's just me building a set. And the reason I'm building this set is because I have a cleared off space right behind the camera up there for this castle set and another castle set that's on its way, or fantasy castle set. I'll talk about that a little bit later. But let's say hi to some of the comments. There's already a number of people here watching. I got 11 people watching and 8 likes. This is terrific, guys. Thank you all so much for joining. Scroll up and see the comments. Grumpy J, able to drop that member for 1 month notification. That's pretty awesome. First Order Lego is here briefly earlier. Said hello there, the classic Star Wars greeting. Ben Rudolph made it. Good to see you, Ben. Thank you for tuning in. Gloria Erickson, my mom. Good to see you, Mom. Hope you're doing well. Dan Smith. Good to see you, Dan. Fazoom. Okay, so Fazoom has a history with this set, and he has pioneered some terms which we'll talk about in just a moment. But we'll get to that in a second. Morgan is here. Good to see you, Morgan. Hope you're doing well. I'm wondering what kind of time this is like over in California. Is this a good time, bad time? Trying to experiment. This is really a big test. This is a technical test to see if I can do a stream, if you can hear me, if the camera looks good, the lighting looks good. This is a good time for everyone. If I like doing this, we'll find out. Grumpy J, yes. So Grumpy J is the best guy ever. He's down in Florida, and I'm glad you're here, Grumpy. This isn't Nexonites. I'm sorry, but it's what Nexonites would seem like to some other people. So this is the Nexonites before Nexonites to some Lego fans. However, this is a Lego castle theme that I grew up with. We'll get to that in a second. But Travis Sherry, my cousin, long lost cousin. Good to see you, Travis. Alternate candidate. Good to see you. Yeah, Eric is here. Kevin S. Scott Robinson. Thank you so much for everyone for joining. Really appreciate it. Drop a like if you feel like it. That helps the algorithm, from what I hear. Morgan is here. This is a good time for stream. Good to know, Morgan. Well, let's get started. We've said hi to some people. I'll check out on comments later. This set is really important to me. So Knights Kingdom 2 came out in, I want to say, 2004. 2004. And it was very different from classic castle sets prior to that. I think before you had castle sets in the 90s, maybe bleeding over into the 2000s. This was so radically different that it really didn't land well with some AFOLs especially. I think it was reasonably popular with kids, but not so good with adults. And I think that the brightly colored knights, while cool to children under 10, are very unrealistic in real life. I mean, there was painted armor. There was examples of that in history, but it was usually more subtle. It wasn't so bold. You didn't have like bold green or red like that typically. So it didn't land with all the AFOLs. And the sets are overall not good. There was a comment from Henry really early on the chat that isn't quite visible, but Henry the Horse, who's a commenter on Atlanta Brick Co., he said, this is a good set from a bad line. And I don't disagree with that opinion completely, because this is a terrific set. I think this has aged very well. But a lot of the other sets have not aged so well, especially like the big castles on a raised base plate. The violet color, which is only used very sparingly here, looks weird. I'm not a big fan of that violet color, but I really love this set. As a kid, I always really wished I had this one, but I just never got around to it. I actually got bigger sets during this time frame, but just never found this one in the wild. Was never in Target right before me. I was ready to buy it. So, and just never got around to buying it as an adult, even though I loved this set. I really wanted it. The advertising campaign worked perfectly. It's got this cool flap, which we'll look at before we open it and build it. And this was perfect. I was the perfect age for this. I was like 9 or 10. Steven was a little younger than me, and we loved this stuff. My favorite character was Jaco, who is not in this set. Steven's favorite character was Santis, who was the big strong guy. So pretty cool set, and ready to dive in, I think. This is a set that I purchased at Atlanta Brick Co. which is where I work, which most of you watching will know that. But Atlanta Brick Co. has a bunch of awesome sets. This is a used but complete version, so it's a certified set. Here's the instruction booklet. And so it should have all the pieces. If not, I'm pretty sure I technically have enough pieces to build this thing completely from scratch from my collection. But that being said, it's about the experience. I've never built this before. This is my childhood. I'm kind of reliving it a little bit by doing this. So that's why I bought it. It was also a pretty good deal because it's already been built before. It's a used set. So cheaper than it would have been sealed by like $100. So, and the Knights Kingdom 2 sets they get a bad rap because they were so different and so wild. But I like them a lot, and I think that they're starting to gain in popularity a little bit. Maybe not a ton. I think they're still a little underrated. But yeah, I love them. So I'm going to build this one, enjoy it, and put it up on the shelf in with all the other cool sets. Interestingly, this is going between my classic stuff like the Yellow Castle, the Black Falcon's Fortress, and it's going to be between that and the new castle stuff like the Lion Knight's Castle, the Medieval Blacksmith Shop. So it's kind of like bridging the gap because the early 2000s is right between the classics and now. And so it's kind of poetic, I think. I don't know. Alrighty. This is 442 pieces at number 8780 for those at home. And it should be done in about an hour. But we'll say, yeah. So Travis is commenting. How long will it take you? Should be about an hour if I really take my time and chill. But I could probably build a little faster if I was rushing. But this is an experience to be savored, right, Travis? You know, this is a cool set. Never got it before. It's featured very heavily in the map and the advertising. So it's right there, right there. And there's the big castle, which we did have the big castle. So we had the bigger set from this line, which I think we actually got at a Goodwill type situation, but the set itself never did. All right, I have some organizational trays over here. I'm going to dump some bricks. I don't know what the audio is going to sound like. It might be a little bit loud. I can turn it down if we need to, but then you won't hear my voice as loud, so there's a trade-off. But let me know how the audio is. This is really just a big test. So going to dump the black pieces in there. Nope. One axle almost got away from me. Is that one done? I don't think I've owned this piece in black before. That's from the Jack Stone era. Those little pins on the top, a very weird piece. And let's dump some grays over here. Scott Robinson says, add a Deadpool in the set, and that's a shoo-in for a goat set. Scott, I can't believe we haven't had a Deadpool at the store since you wanted one. What was it, like a year or two ago? Like, we have not seen a Deadpool since you jinxed us and asked for one. You're like, guys, is there a Deadpool available? Is that out of stock? It's been out of stock ever since, Scott, and I apologize. But we'll get one eventually, I promise. One day. Ben says, the castle is in his blood. Yes, this is a castle I dreamed about owning. We loved the design, the mysterious vibe of it too, because the knights were going into this castle. They were trying to beat the challenges to get the shield, which is what they needed to defeat Vlad, because this is a very pivotal place in the story. So, of course, most people don't really worry too much about that. However, the play features are good. So, yeah. If there was ever a Lego Master, it's Mark. Oh, thanks, Travis. I appreciate it. So, Travis, I call him my cousin. Because we found out, well, so Travis, I met Travis working at Home Depot, which I worked at for about a year, many years ago, back in the middle of nowhere in Thomaston, Georgia, which is where I used to live. And we met, we chat, we're good friends at work. And then we found out just by chatting that we share a common ancestor way, way, way back on the first Mayflower voyage. We both have a common ancestor through that. And so that's just kind of a small world type situation. I know there's probably a couple million people who can trace their ancestry back to the original Mayflower voyage, but it's just kind of like, what are the odds? So distant relation, good guy, Travis. Thanks for tuning in, man. I really appreciate it. All right, let's put some pieces together, shall we? We've been chatting quite a bit. Got some dark gray here. I'll put the dark gray next to the black over here. Trying to be organized, because I know in the Joy of Building, Steven does a pretty good job on the small table space he has. But it's also like you're just a pile of pieces. It'll slow you down. So, yeah. Scott Robinson says, I'm still on the hunt for like 5 more Deadpools. I got 1 official one with original set and 2 custom from ABC. Need more for scavenger hunt in my mock. All right, yeah, he could put more than 1 Deadpool in a scene. And it's just time travel, right? So, there we go. Some dark gray pieces. We need a 2x4. Putting that down. First bricks together. Now, the outside should have these cool brown lerps. Actually, are these reddish brown? These are reddish brown because the colors changed in 2004, so that's pretty neat. That's an extremely early use of reddish brown, or maybe 2003 the colors started switching over. So that's fascinating. And it also has numbered bagged, this would have had numbered bagged pieces. So bag 2 is the drawbridge. Interesting. Because there were sets well after this that did not have numbered bags. So this is a couple things showing up early. Pretty interesting. Put that there. Does it just go right there? Yeah, I think it just goes right there. There we go. Oh, and that has a couple mini assembly there. So I'm going to try to maintain a conversation while building, which will slow me down a little bit and distract from my conversation, but you know how it is. Oh, T Valkyrie is here. Hey, Mark, sorry I'm late. We're in a snowstorm up here. Oh, no worries, T Valkyrie. You're right on time. We just started just a few minutes ago. So glad you're here. And thanks for being a member. If as you can see, members of the channel have a cool little brick by their name. And Morgan and Grumpy J already have an orange brick. T Valkyries is still yellow, but it'll be orange soon. Once you're a member for a month, I think it switches colors. So, and the more months you are subscribed, it adds to different colors. It's pretty fun. So, all right, a ladder on the mountain here. Does it just go down to the ground? I think it does. Yeah, looks like it. So far, oh, there's the camera. So far, we got a little kind of a dirt earthen ramp way up, but this is going to be displayed next to another castle set that has been shipped this morning. So I ordered the D&D Red Dragon set, and it looks amazing. I'm really excited about it. I'm more excited about that one than the latest actual castle set, which is interesting. But so I am looking forward to that, and I think it'll actually go really well next to this because it's a Citadel, but it's kind of ruined. You've got plants going on the ground outside because it's like this is kind of a ruined, mysterious place which you have to unlock to get the treasure kind of thing. There's a dungeon master basically. This figure here, he's like an old guardian guy. I think on Bricklink he's called the like Tower Guardian or something. So this will go well next to the ruins in the D&D set, and it'll just be like very different eras, but similar vibe maybe. So that's my thinking anyway with that display area. So, running out of display space for sure, though. I'm having to bulk more sets, and yeah, running out of room. Let's see. We've got a black tile, brown one. Now I think that Daniel bought this set. Daniel Double King Bricks on Instagram, my coworker. He bought this set at Brick Fair, Virginia last year, and I was right over his shoulder, standing next to him as he was buying it. I'm like, I think I was like, I actually had seen it before, or we were talking about who wanted it, and I'm like, it's sealed. I don't think I want to get it. I want to get one that's built. It's a little bit pricey. I think it was $250 for a sealed one, and so I'm like, yeah, you got it, Daniel. So he got it, and he built it on the Joy of Building. So this wouldn't have been necessary for that because they already covered it, but I didn't get to experience it because I wasn't on that show. So now we're here and I'm building it, and I'm liking it so far. It's pretty simple, pretty 2000s. I'm excited to see the bamboo piece used prevalently. This is one of my favorite pieces because it's got some interesting ways you can integrate it into landscape. So this is literally one of my, I think it is my, whenever someone asks me what my favorite Lego piece is, it's the bamboo shoot. This is it. It's great. So that's wild. We have AC on here. Yeah. So Morgan is in coastal California, and T Valkyrie is in Minnesota, and they've got a snowstorm. I think Michigan's got some snow too, and that's pretty wild. I'm finally in short sleeves here in Georgia. It's nice and warm. It's probably 76 degrees outside, so it's very nice weather. All right, I'm building slow, but we're gonna have a good time regardless. Medium blue plate. That's a cool color and a weird shape, weird size for the moat. And this is the top of the Sphinx Secret Surprise, the roof piece in dark gray. That's probably a weird color to be in. I've never seen this color in this shape of piece before. I'm going to nerd out about stuff the whole time. Sorry, guys. Christmas Bricker is here. Thank you for joining us, man. If you bulk up on D&D, you could do a Duke Nukem mock with Eyeball Dude. That'd be so awesome. Yeah, the Beholder with all the eyes. That's super cool. I was trying to build a mock of a Beholder for a possible custom build at the store, and it just was too complicated. And I'm like, this is impossible. But the designer of the D&D set managed to accomplish it very well. So I'm very impressed by that. So, Firebird Bricks here. Good to see you, Firebird. Hope you're doing well. I completely missed out on the Knights Kingdom. This looks like it'll be a fun build. Knights Kingdom is cool. It's got a very almost futuristic vibe. It's very different. It's not for everyone. Very controversial. A couple people in the stream already, I know that they don't like this theme. We've talked about it. But I love it because this is my childhood. It was very nostalgic. When that magazine showed up, there's a Lego magazine from I think it's 2003, either winter or maybe it's early 2004. I almost said 20. There was an amazing picture of Lord Vladik on a horse, or maybe it was the king on the horse. King, what was his name? King Matthias. He was on a horse fighting all these evil Shadow Knights, and it was like really dramatic and dark looking, very metal looking magazine post cover. And me and Steven were like instantly hooked. So since then we've liked this theme a lot. So you've got some 1x3 plates. There's some Technic elements in here, some gears, so that'll be interesting to see what they do. We're probably a dozen pieces in, moving nice and slow, which is fine. I mean, it's good. I don't got anywhere to be. Everything's plugged in, no batteries to die, so that's good. We're here for the nerding out on Lego pieces. Exactly, that's why we're here, right? We're enjoying this experience, so... Let's see, adding some light gray bricks to where the beginnings of the castle will be here. Is there? Yeah, there we go. There we go. All right. Some good slopes. I remember when we first got these sets, some of the smaller ones. I think it was the boulder ambush with Santis. You knock the boulder and hit the guy on the other side. It's pretty cool. The gray pieces we started mixing with our other pieces because we were building castles and mocks and stuff, and I'm like, what happened to all my gray pieces? They're all like yellow. But no, they had switched over to light bluish gray instead of light gray. That was a big deal for the Lego community for years. Now you don't really see a lot of old light gray bricks because they've been using the new color since. But at the time, it was shocking, and I was actually bothered by that. So that was pretty interesting. It reminds me of that, seeing these pieces in here in this kind of condition. So that goes there. This goes here. And back in 2004, Lego was emerging from their worst financial year ever. So these sets are they're light on parts, but they're stretching them as far as they can. So they're like efficient on parts. So not as detailed as today's stuff, but they definitely had some good volume for that time. So the builds are not small. Yeah. Rain here in West Michigan. Okay, that's good, Firebird Bricks. I'm glad. I think we're all pretty done with snow at this point. So yeah. We have a black plate right there. Attaching from there. Does that go? Okay, that goes there first. Hold on. I'm getting distracted and talking too much. There we go. Nice support for the drawbridge. This has a cool drawbridge feature that can only be unlocked by Santis because he's the strong one, where you push the boulders out of the way and the gravity lifts the drawbridge up, which is pretty fun. They might have shown that in the Joy building when they were building it. So you got these very unusual color. This is the violet pieces. There's only a few of them in the set. There's like these and a few others right here. This color is as rare as like sand red or sand purple or any of the other sand colors that we all associate with rarity and value. But these are actually not terribly expensive. They're not like cheap either, but nobody wants these. And I think it's because this violet color, which is kind of a cross between blue and purple, it's really doesn't fit as well within Lego's color palette. It was very kind of jarring, off-putting, doesn't match with anything else very well. And so I think that people just didn't really attach to it as well. The theme is also less popular than some of the other things that sand red come in. Like Harry Potter's pretty popular. Knights Kingdom 2, less so, So it's interesting. Ando Brick is here. Hi, Mark. Great you are doing this. Oh, thank you, Andrew Brick. I'm testing out some streams, some live streams. I did one yesterday on Instagram, which was a lot of fun. I'll be doing that again at some point. That was just for sorting Lego. This is actually building a favorite set of mine that I've never built before, never even owned, but I loved it as a kid. So I'm glad to be back. So glad to do this for the first time. First stream on the channel, first time building this set, first time owning this set. A lot of firsts. Very exciting. So. All right. There's a lot of comments. Let me go through a few of them as we're building and opening more bags. See, I don't have any Knights Kingdom, but it's very cool. Yeah, I think it's pretty neat. Most people, I'm sure, can find something they like about it, even if the theme might not speak to them as a whole. Can I get a store discount at Atlanta Brick? We can get you in the rewards point program, Travis. That basically is like 5% off everything you buy for the rest of your life. So that's pretty good. So. Tron has been looking sick. What convention do you plan on bringing it to? Appreciate it, Firebird. Tron is going to be at, I think, about 5 or 6 shows this year, all throughout the summer. Most of them in the Southeast, though. So it's going to be in Jacksonville is the first show. It's going to be in Tennessee shortly thereafter. And it's going to be in Charlotte, North Carolina, I believe. And then it's going to be in Orlando. And I think that's about it. There's 1 or 2 others that are escaping my mind right now. But it's going to be all around the Southeast, all within driving distance. It definitely can't fly. And not going to be at Brick World or Brick Fair, Virginia this year. They're awesome shows, but they're both like 12 hours drive. And that's just a long day of driving. So trying to stick to more local shows, save a little money. And hopefully we'll do more traveling next year. We'll get some more bigger shows. Brick World would be great. We haven't been there in a year or 2. So, but yeah, definitely. I think it'll be worth checking out in person. It's already looking pretty cool over pictures and video. So appreciate you tuning in and watching it. Alrighty. What else do we got here? We got some black bricks there. Those are dark gray. That's the thing about Lego instructions from this period and even nowadays is dark gray and black look pretty similar under certain lights. So, what do you think of the new reddish orange color, says T Valkyrie? So the reddish orange color is fine, but I would have liked to see sand red come back or something like that because we have orange, we have dark orange. The difference between the two is significant, but the fact that we have multiple orange colors already, having another one in there just seems superfluous to me. But I'm not complaining too much. I would have liked to see neon green or other things that are more classic and mesh better with certain Lego color schemes stay, but yeah, it's all right. Let's see. We need two pieces, which may not be in here. We'll see. Hold on. Oh, they're light gray. Okay, that explains it. They're not in black. Yeah, if we're missing a piece, I'll have to get on my coworkers about it, but they're usually pretty darn awesome, so hopefully we don't have any missing pieces. Usually they're good. Let's get 2 of these. There we go. This is the mechanism for opening the drawbridge here. I think there should be 2 Rock Raiders boulders in reddish brown, which is fun because they're very common in regular old brown. But reddish brown, that was a newer color. So. And we've got them here. So. Slopes going on the top. Let me find those really quick. Where'd those go? They're here. I know it. There we go. And 2 clips going on in 1 second. Perfect. All right. The blue color glows and is very bright. There you go. Let's see. Does the minifigure have hair on top? So this minifigure is bald. He just has a big beard. Let me show you guys in the camera there. This one's bald. He has a beard. These 2 have hair printed on their faces, but they have helmets on, so you can't really see. I'm pretty sure in the comics they're portrayed with hair. So. Let's see, put those on there, that direction. There we go. Put an arch on the top in bluish gray. Put some tiles on the floor here. Some of these smaller gray pieces are eluding me, but I'll find them. So. There's that one, and that should just about do it. Using a bluish gray 1x2 tile. Maybe a little closer here. Well, I'll find it later if I don't find it in there. All right, moving on. We got the drawbridge going in. 2 breakers right there. Let's see. Helmet hair. Yep, they actually look kind of like the hair has been pressed down because it's kind of curly. Looks like it could be a little sweaty. Could be helmet hair happening for sure. Let's see. Got that one and that one. So pretty simple construction so far. Just a small drawbridge, but I remember seeing the comics and they always showed the action of it lifting up. It's pretty fun to put that there and that there. Those are black plates here. There we go. Let's put that on the bottom. Put some chains there and get some boulders. 2 bluish gray chains going on. And where did they go? 1 stud back. So they are, with the gravity of the boulders lifting them up, it stays open. But if the boulders are pushed to the side, it lowers down. That's pretty cool. That's me as a minifig. There you go, Dan Smith. It's a unique head. I think that head is completely unique to this figure. And yet this figure is probably $10. It's pretty cheap, so not too much to see there. Let's put that there. All righty. And let's see. That's complete. So you can raise them up and lower them down. There you go. That works. Oh, they have filler pieces for them too, so they don't break open. I'm going to leave the filler pieces out, I think. So the drawbridge is done, showing the completed action. We can start working on the Citadel itself. We've got these reddish-brown plates here, or bricks. And these are also similar to those Jackstone landscapes that are awful with those little pins. However, they found a use for this mold and this piece that works pretty well. Basically adds a little stability to this tower shape. So there we go. Adding the awesome evil expression skull now. So did any of you buy the new D&D set May 1st? That dragon, love the dragon, but didn't buy it. So T Valkyrie, I actually got up at midnight yesterday and ordered that set because I like it a lot. I like it more than the latest medieval set, Medieval Town. So I'm going to be getting that one soon. It shipped this morning. So I'm pretty excited about that one. And we're putting in a little bit of decoration underneath the castle right now. Let's put it right there. There's a skull just lying underneath the castle just because they can throw a skull in there. Add a few pieces to the scene. Let's put that one there. That one there. Or right there. There we go. And we've got this bracket with pins already installed. Interesting. How does that work out? Okay. And then let's get those pillars. So basically this is like, it almost has a cathedral-like appearance on the box. So it's interesting. Lego hasn't done any churches yet, although there will be an architecture set that is from a cathedral soon. But this is not that. So that's going to be black. Put some dark gray on there. I didn't realize how reliant this set is on these Jackstone square within square pieces, but I think it's working. This could have caused issues, but they're using this piece very cleverly, I think. So put that with dark gray. Hey, I'm 64. I don't need hair. Oh, you know, hair is overrated. It's hot and gets everywhere. Let's see. Is that dark gray or light gray? That's white. Is it white? What color is that? Maybe it's light gray. Is it white? It's not white because white's right there. Oh, it's clear. Why would that be clear? Whew. Asking for a clear piece underneath a flame. Maybe it was part of the challenge or something. Like this is, I don't know what this is. Help me figure out what this is, people who are watching. So there's this little assembly here that goes inside the tower. And I have no idea why. Because that clear piece could have easily been gray. And I'm not sure why. Maybe it's like some sort of eternal flame. But it goes right there, according to the instructions. And that's the only round 2x2 brick in the set. There's another one over here. So maybe this is like a beacon. They're supposed to get all the flames, and I have to read the comics again now because I'm confused. Mysterious. Alrighty. We're getting some technical pieces in here. I ordered it last night. There you go, more. Yeah, I think we mentioned that on the sorting stream yesterday. So yeah, if you weren't on Instagram yesterday evening, I was there sorting for about an hour and got quite a bit done. That was pretty fun. So let's see here. That goes there. That goes there. We're going through some techniques. I'm going to have to focus for a second. And it's weird to see these green Technic elements because some of these pieces they don't make anymore. Some of these pieces they don't really make in those colors that often, but there's part of the assembly I'm working on. This is part of the vine climbing play feature, which is one of the most ambitious things LEGO has done. But they don't do stuff like this all the time because it was pretty bold play feature that, usually works. They were kind of just kind of hoping it worked sometimes. There we go. That works surprisingly well. There we go. So the little play feature of lifting the vines up to lift your character up. Pretty neat. All right. There are a ton of these 2x2x3 bricks, and they're getting some volume pretty fast. So that's pretty cool. They're getting this tower tall in no time, which is cool and also not good set design. Well, it's not good set design. It's just not the best, I would say. Because nowadays, LEGO leans more towards higher density sets, higher density piece count. And I think that's good overall. It is costing a little more, I think, in the long run, but these are a lot more simple. This reminds me of stuff from even like the 2000, that kind of set design. So like Dino Island with their super blocky buildings. All right, put some more bamboo shoots on there. And some light gray inverted slopes. How are the comments doing? Grumpy J, do it, Valkyrie. Palpatine's voice, do it, Valkyrie. Dust Off the Bricks, good to see you, Dust Off the Bricks. Hope you're doing well. Let's see. The Brick Twins. Hello from the Brick Twins. Good to see you, Brick Twins. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a great Monday so far. Thank you both for joining. Appreciate it. If you have a second, drop a like. That helps the algorithm from what I'm told. Let's see. 1x4 is going in. This is the tallest tower of the build. It's going up pretty quickly. Very simple construction, which is amusing. So we've got another spot for a vine sitting up here. Well, there's a corner brick. Chris Dodson is here. Good to see you, Chris. Hope you're doing well. I only cut my hair once it starts to annoy me. And there you go. It's good advice for life in general, Grumpy J. It's good. When it starts to annoy you, cut it out. So let's see. Need another bamboo shoot. I'm actually really liking how many of these bamboo pieces are in here, because earlier I mentioned that this is one of my favorite pieces, and it's fun to see it incorporated often. So let's put that there. Okay, there's a plate there that I missed adding. Are those black or dark? I think it's black. Yep, it's black. There you go. A mixture of black, dark bluish gray, and light bluish gray for the castle itself. Let's do that. We're on step 13 of this section, so let's see. Isn't it Tuesday? It sure is. Battery Powered Bricks. We're doing a Tuesday live stream. Oh, did I say Monday? My bad. I'm still in Monday mode, but it is Tuesday. We did a live stream Monday, which is probably why I'm saying hope everyone's having a good Monday. But yes, I'm having a great Tuesday. I worked in the store all day. I'm having to do retail work, which I haven't really done in like 4 years. Because, well, actually more like 2 or 3. Anyway, haven't done retail in a long time. And having to cover it because everyone's down in Orlando Brick Co. for their opening down there, which is very cool and exciting. They did really well on their first day. Second day was a little quieter, which is fine because I think they just might have needed to catch their breath a little bit. But yeah, they're having a great time down there. Daniel and Joe and Chris and a bunch of other Orlando people are down there having a great time. So let's see, that goes there once we get some more pieces. But yeah, that means that like me and Randy and a couple others who are not normally seen during the week on retail, like Steven came in on a Monday, and that's usually his weekend off. That's his days off. So it's interesting. Yeah. Will you be at BrickCon in Orlando in June? I sure will, Brick Twins. I will be there. The Lego Tron build will be there. It'll be a lot of fun. So it was a blast yesterday with all the customers. There you go, Grumpy J. Grumpy J was there, and he caught some cool footage of going in. So if you check out Grumpy J's Instagram, you can see that. So we added the stained glass window to the front of the Citadel, and it's inset in a white area, which is interesting. It's not like gray; it's white bricks there. So that's very. I didn't really realize that looking at the box. It's kind of like, I guess if you look at it now, it's obvious, but it always seemed like a bright area of light gray. You know, that's a surprise to me, having never owned this set. So super exciting. All right, more pillars going in. Let's see. Here we go. What's our time looking like? 38 minutes. We've been building for a while. I've been building nice and slow, and that's okay. If we go a little over an hour, that's fine. An hour was an estimate. I'm taking my time with this one. There we go. And those go in there for a balcony-like appearance. I feel like it's going together pretty good because the pieces are big and bulky, so it's building fast. Yeah. So awesome. We will be there. We'll see you there, Brick Twins. That is exciting. Steven will be there. He'll have all his cool fantasy castle creations. It'll be a lot of fun. So you're taking one for the team, Mike. Oh, absolutely. Oh, for sure. Yeah. At work, it's been busy, but it's been actually kind of nice to. I've gotten in super early, done my own work, then I'll work my normal job. Excuse me. I'll work my normal job in the morning before like 10 or 11, and then I'll stop that and go out on the floor, work the register, have fun, chat with everybody, helping customers. It's been fun because normally I'm kind of locked up in my office all day, so which is nice because I'm an introvert, but also it's nice to talk to people too. So I've been doing a lot of talking though. I've done 2 live streams this week already. So testing out a couple things, seeing what works well and what doesn't. So we have already gotten to what looks like nearly the top floor of the Citadel here. I think it's going to go something like that. Maybe that. Yeah. Starting to take shape. We've got another big axle and a connector. Some more vines for Raskus to climb. So Raskus was the agile one. Agile Knight. He's ready to go. Here he is. And he's pretty cool. I like his ornate helmet. But he wasn't my favorite. He was probably my second favorite. And all the knights are the same in all the sets, except for this set, which has a special version of Raskus, because he doesn't have the classic thick armor piece, which was the mold was created for this set line. No, that's a lie. They came out earlier with the Dragon Knights. So anyway, the mold was first printed in this set line in green for Raskus, but he is different because he has just a torso with his normal armor print on it. So it's interesting. And that flexibility allows him to lift his arms higher, and that means he can hold the bar correctly and go up the vines. So otherwise, most of the other knights cannot do that. So because their armor prevents them from lifting their arms high enough. So they actually show on the box Santis holding the bar and starting to get lifted up. I'm like, nope, Santis couldn't actually do that because he couldn't reach that high. He was so swole that his muscle was so big he couldn't lift his arms above his head. So, Mark, did you have any of the other Knights Kingdom 2 sets? So I had pretty much most of them except this one and the Joust, which means that I would have had. Let's look at the box art here. Me and Steven had the Border Ambush, which is up here. We had the Castle of Morcia. Castle of Morcia. We always call it the Castle of Morica because we're bad at pronouncing things. We had the Vladik Encounter. I think I might have even had more than one of the Vladik Encounter because it was like a $10 set. The Grand Tournament we never had, but we had some friends who had it, so we got to play with it as kids. The Citadel of Orlan always escaped us. We never had that one. We also got a few of the smaller sets from the second wave, not all of them. Second wave had some huge, cool sets. But so that one and that one, 2 out of 5 we didn't have. We had 3 out of 5. We did have all of the buildable big brick knights. They had the big action figures, kind of like Bionicle, or kind of like the old version of the buildable Star Wars figures. And those we had for sure. We had all of those. Is that? Oh, it's a step higher up. Here we go. So a lot of fond memories. Read the comics, which were in most of the instruction books. We should actually see it at the end of this. Yep. So spoiler, the knights win, and they get a cool little medallion each. So, but the comics were actually excellently drawn in these, and I actually found the guy who drew the comics for these. I found his website while looking up some images while doing Between the Studs on this. And so that's pretty cool. I think he works now in Hollywood doing like backgrounds and stuff. So pretty fun. So Mark, how many likes for you to wear the Nexo armor? So the Nexo armor isn't here, Grumpy J, but if we get enough likes, I'll do another stream. How about that? I'll do another live stream at some point. But so far we're doing great. We have 22 people watching, 25 likes. We've been streaming for 40 minutes. That's well beyond any of my expectations for the first live stream. I really appreciate everyone. If you haven't already, drop a like. That helps a lot. But oh, I lost my place. I was so excited to look at the instructions. Okay, here we are. Not too far away. There we go. And let's put some pieces on the top here, shall we? So this is the floor where they stored the Heart of the Shield, which is what the magical item that they needed to defeat Vladik with. So the knights all went on this quest to get this piece because Vladik's sword was too powerful and he could shoot lightning from it, which is kind of fanciful now that I think about it. That's pretty extreme. I remember in the Nintendo DS game, they you could play as any of the characters, and your sword only had a certain amount of lightning for the entire game. So you could use it in emergency, but you could only use it to a certain point. It would run out of lightning. And a good strategy was to save all the lightning, even if you were in dire straits, till you got to the end. And then when you got to fight Vladik, you just zapped him like Harry Potter. I remember that because we had friends who had the little Nintendo or Game Boy Advance game. I think it was Game Boy Advance. I have to double check, but it's one of those little handheld consoles. So let's see here. Adding some crenellations up to the top and meticulations. Pretty cool. This set has a lot of cool vantage points and balconies, so I like it. It's got the viney, ruined appearance. It does have the same color scheme as the Good Guy Castle, though, so it probably was originally part of that kingdom, even if it kind of has fallen into disrepair, fallen by the wayside a little bit. So it's interesting. Would love to kind of go on a deep dive onto this stuff and build some scenes from this environment, this world. Henry the Horse came in. Man, I hated the big figs, so they were not for everyone. They're just like a fun action figure, but at the same time, they were taking up the space that other sets would have had. So I can see why you don't like them. Started my Dark Ages. I'm sorry about that, Henry. That's too bad. There are some good pieces that came out of it. I think, even if it's not necessarily everyone's favorite, there's some okay stuff here. Love this set you're building. Oh, that's awesome, Brick Twins. There you go. This set reminds me of the old pirate sets from the early 90s. It's got that vibe, especially with the burps, the bricks, the simplicity, the play features. It's fun. Grumpy J giving us an applause. Where's the green frog? There's let's see. Here's a green frog here. And I don't know if this started the frog cult for some people, but this is a fun little addition. I think he sits over by where the giant snake head comes out. So pretty fun. Let's put some more gray bricks up here. That's, I think, the third and final featured play feature of this is underneath you have a giant I almost said sea serpent, a giant snake. Just go. You had to kind of dodge it. So. Okay. Adding a few of these and some more vines, some more bamboo shoots. And does that one go above? Yeah, that's good. This has a little bit of asymmetry to it because it literally is kind of in a state of ruin of sorts. There we go. Now we've used up all the violet pieces that were in the set. It looks kind of blue on the camera, but I assure you that it is much more purple than the blue pieces. Let me grab something here. Okay. Here's a regular blue 2x4, and there's the violet piece. It looks exactly the same on 4K. It's totally different. Anyway. Yes, so I'm borrowing, this microphone is from work. It belongs to the store, but I also use a lot of my own hardware at the store, so I'm taking it and borrowing it for a session. But the camera belongs to my little brother, so I'm going to have to get my own camera at some point. But until then, he's letting me borrow it. I made dinner tonight, so he's letting me borrow it because he was a little tired. So, oh, that makes sense. This is where the heart of the shield is kept, and this is the heart of the shield piece. It's extremely simple. That little orange disc goes on top of the Knights Kingdom 2 shields and will protect you from Vladek's evil magical powers. So that disc fits on those shields very easily, and that's where it's presented on those clear pieces, kind of like a magical pedestal. It's interesting. So that goes right in the center for the Guardian to guard. So. Intense Bricks, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Intense is Rich, that's my friend. He is nearby, actually. He visits Atlanta Brick Co. a lot and is getting a lot of pieces for his giant mountain that he's working on. So if you don't know Rich, go follow him. And on Instagram, I think he's the most active, so follow him there. But yeah, he's got the biggest castle scene I've ever seen. And it's up in his attic. He's working on it. It's crazy. He's been covered by Beyond the Brick. We've done it on our channel too in the past. We need to go visit it again because he's done a lot since our last video. But great guy, great build. Check him out. So, go give Rich a follow if you haven't already. He's doing pretty good though. I think the Beyond the Brick has been tagging him in their stuff, so he's gotten a lot of good following there. Good response to his build. Here we go. I'm curious, Rich, you have some of the Knights Kingdom 2 stuff, don't you? I don't think you're a hater. I don't know if you're a big fan. I think you like some of them. You probably like the Scorpion guys. You like those villains. He goes under the drawbridge. Oh, really? Oh, did I miss him? Well, he's going under there now. Morgan, are you just like looking up the instructions as I go just to make sure I'm missing? That's awesome. Putting that there. It's archway. This is pretty cool, though. I like this set so much that me and Steven made our own version that was slightly bigger and honestly had some pretty rad techniques for the time, which was like 2005 or so. So we built our own and we had a great time and it was cool. But having the original is pretty special, though. I'm actually like I have a big smile because I remember seeing this set and kind of imagining playing with it. Now it's here. It's just fun. There we go. And we've got partial corners over here. It's got kind of a. You can almost imagine there was a rounded roof to this at one point. Even though right now it doesn't appear that way. It's like, when you go to those ruins in Europe and the cathedral roof is falling out, but the walls are still there. It's pretty cool. There we go. And the classic Lego Krenel is just 1x2 bricks stepped on top there. Let's see. And that goes there. Trying to build and talk at the same time. Yes, I brought the instructions. Frog is on step 15. I must have missed it then. I put it under there now. The frog is where he should be, under the drawbridge. I think you can see him there. But yeah, the drawbridge has that cool lifting up and down motion. And I still haven't found that 1x2 tile. It might have gotten lodged. Oh, no, here it is. Literally started talking about it, and there it is. So I'll put that right where it belongs there. Sometimes you just have to speak it into existence. You know what I'm saying? I think next time I do this, or I could even play with it a little bit now. I'm going to lift the camera just a little bit. There we go. So I don't feel the need to duck. I don't have to be ducking in the frame. So I'm going to keep it a little higher. You guys can still see the build, I think. So, but one more vine jump to complete here. Oh, it's a gray axle. Okay. Well, that's interesting. With an extender. Okay, one more Technic vine jump for us to construct. Here we go. And put that there. T Valkyrie put $20 to the channel support fund. Thank you, T Valkyrie. I really appreciate it. That will go a long way towards Legotron progress. I appreciate that immensely. Thank you. That is awesome, T Valkyrie. I thank you so much. Yep. And adding just a few more Technic pieces. I'm not a giant fan of Technic elements most of the time, but I think they're justified here because they have a cool play feature for a system set. Oh, T-Echo says you're welcome. I have it all, LOL. Yep. So, yeah. So I know Rich is probably one of the biggest Lego Castle fans that I know. And he has all of them. So there you go. Of course, AI Morgan found this step. I am a little distracted. I'm trying to talk quite a bit while building. So let's see. Oh, this step. So the vine that I'm building, I put that one on the bottom first. This one on the top next. This one goes in the middle, and apparently fits between both of them. So yeah, okay. That's so they don't overlap. Let me see if I can show you guys. The vines are staggered in such a way so that they don't hit each other on the way up, which is smart. You wouldn't want them to clack into each other, and then this one's supposed to lift that one, and go up. Kind of like a trapeze act. All right, so this tower is pretty much done. We'll put the Guardian and Raskus there. Raskus in his little trapeze bar. There it is. So what's funny is, I think this set was missing the flex tube, this piece right here. And I think it was Jocelyn. She came over and she's like, Mark, we don't have a flex tube in this length. What are we going to do? So I went over and I got a dark gray flex tube, or dark bluish gray, and got a shears. There you go. Because that's what they do in the Lego instructions in some sets. So that's what we did. It's pretty funny. Yep, and that's the mechanism for how it climbs up, Morgan. I will definitely try and see if I can successfully navigate Raskus to the top before we end the stream. We're getting about 5 minutes away from an hour, which is pretty good timing, I think. Could have gone, I was like thinking somewhere between an hour and a half, so we're right on time in my mind. So There's armorless Raskus here. That's pretty cool. We had the Raskus minifigure for a long time, but never the version without the armor plate. So he's ready to go up. We'll put him outside right here for now. And the Guardian is up in the tower with the transparent neon green spear. This color is no longer in production, which makes me sad. I'm pretty sure me and Steven have since bricklinked a couple of these, so this isn't a new piece for me, but it's super cool for this figure. It's almost like a magical staff. You can imagine that dude knows a lot more than he lets on. There we go. A unique head, too. I've never had that head. Yeah, like a ninja, exactly. That he was the agile knight. That was his superpower. It's almost like they'll add superpower now I think about it. All right, we got the snake mechanism going in. So putting some black tiles on the ground. Smooth surface to shoot out and try and bite some of the other figures. Interestingly, each of the things happening in here were designed to be for the specific knight. So the drawbridge is for Santis, the red strong knight. The vines are for Raskus, the agile knight. You had the snake, which was for Jaco, the fast knight. He was supposed to leap past as it tried to bite. And there was supposed to be a puzzle on the inside for Danju to fight. Apparently, all Danju has to do is contemplate outside this candle. But maybe I could add a new mechanism in there one day. So let's see. Black and gray toppers. There we go. The Brick Twin says, we hope you have a good night. Got to run. Thanks for the fun live stream. Thank you, the Brick Twins, for joining. We really appreciate you guys tuning in. Don't forget to drop a like on your way out. You guys have a good time, and we'll see you next time. Have a great Tuesday evening. So, Tuesday, not Monday. Henry the Horse, Alpha Team Mission Deep C had a lot of those spears. Yes, that's right. The Ogle minions were armed with those, and they had that neon green helmet and spear. That's right. Good point, Henry. So they probably had a lot left over because Mission Deep Sea would have come out the year before, and I don't think Mission Deep Sea sold particularly well. I could be wrong, but I don't think it did because those sets most Alpha Team sets are pretty affordable now. So, all right, we got a big dark gray serpent happening here. Well, so far this stream has gone terrific. It's blown past all my expectations. I really appreciate you guys. And we'll have to do this at some other point too. It might not be building a set because I try to do things that are a little bit unique, like not that what no one else can do, but what no one else chooses to do. So like I drop sets in the bin. I try to build big stuff that no one else really thinks of doing, unique things. So I don't know if I'll be building sets all the time because I think other people can build sets and have fun with that. But we'll see if it justifies it. I think this set is totally justified in this experience because this is such a meaningful set to me, and I think I can share that experience a little bit with you guys. But it might not be all the time. I don't think I want to build sets every stream. Might be building mocks though, or minifigs, or sorting. Could definitely talk while sorting. That's more mindless than actually even set building. So we'll see. If you have ideas for what you'd like me to do on a live stream, Lego related, let me know. Let's see. Some tile action going on here. So let me move these out of the way. What's happening here is I think a snake coming out to bite somebody. There we go. And this green, I like this piece. That green double corner. And you've got a dark gray bumper there. And some dark gray bricks there. Please vote for Mark to sort. Oh, yeah. Hey, man, come on. I sorted yesterday. You liked the video. I know you saw me sorting. No, I do vote for YouTube live streams instead of Instagram for sure. Okay, so Morgan prefers YouTube. I'll probably be doing both. Now, I don't know how many total views this video has gotten. It's probably done pretty well. But the Instagram video live stream for about 15 minutes already has 3,000 views. So it's a lot more views. A lot more people are able to see Instagram, I think, right now. But I also am trying to boost the YouTube channel because I can get a little revenue from this versus Instagram, which really doesn't pay anybody anything to be on there. So I like to build up YouTube for that reason because the more funds I get, the more building I can do. So yeah, we'll see. I'll probably do both though, because so far both have gone terrific. I haven't had a problem being by myself talking in front of a camera. I've gotten better at that, I think. So pretty comfortable with it, having a good time. So. All right, we've got an axle over some bricks with axle holes to hold all this in place so the serpent doesn't break free. It also has a stopper there. So it only goes out a certain distance. It doesn't go too far. I wonder how elaborate this serpent build is. I'm thinking it might be somewhat simplistic, and that's okay. It's convincing enough for being like 10 bricks. There you go. That's an interesting piece usage there. So there's the top of the serpent's head. Looks pretty blocky right now. Maybe it'll improve with happenings here. Oh, was that supposed to be black down there? It might be. Huh. Well, that's how it's going to be here. I think because of the color similarity, I actually swapped some 1x3 plates here for 1x3 plates under here. But I don't care. All right. Let's see. Axle and red. Needed a black axle. Is it just smaller axle pieces? Oh, there it is. Okay, it was here. I found it. I deleted Instagram in 2013, so I prefer here. Gotcha, Henry. We'll make sure we stream at least a little bit on YouTube. I think I want to do once a week, and it might just take turns. Like I'll do one on Instagram. Next week I'll do it on YouTube. We'll figure it out. If I have enough time and energy, I might do 2 streams per week, and it would be one on each, because that's what I did this week. Yesterday I did on Instagram, had a great time. And today it's on YouTube. Doing great so far. A little after 8. Got enough stamina so far. Let's see. We've got a brick with some pins. Kind of a support piece here. And that might be where the fangs are going here. Oh, no, that's on the back of the jaw. Okay. That's what that's for. Let's do that. I do like these red curve slopes. That definitely gives the appearance of like under a jaw. Got the head hinge there. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. How is that accomplished? Oh, that's how it's accomplished. Oh, there you go. I would say that's an illegal technique, but I think it is legal. That's interesting. I feel like that's not going to be strong, but we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. Like, that's not how I would have done it. Okay. A little more technique for this snake. YouTube streams better on my TV while I build. Yes. So YouTube, this is a 4K camera. I don't think it's streaming in 4K, but it's at least HD, hopefully. And that's a lot better than Instagram. Instagram is a blurry, upright portrait, which can only be viewed on Instagram, really. It's very specific. So yeah, YouTube is better for long-term viewing, sitting down in your basement, your workspace, whatever. Yeah, I think YouTube is easier to watch, easier to consume. So definitely a valid reason. Chris McBricker commented, I'm currently borderline in Dark Ages. I'm tapped out of Lego ideas, just trying to put FaceTime with everyone so I do have things to talk about when I'm in chat. Oh, that's too bad, Chris. I can understand if you need a break, though. There's been times when I've needed to slow down on Lego building. I'll be off of social media for a month and just not be interacting too much. Yeah, take your time if you have to. Don't feel bad about it. But I would say don't go so far as to sell all your Lego. Think about that for a long time before you do that, because I know people who have sold their collections off and they've regretted it, a year later. So, and then they come back and buy it all back for more money than they paid for it initially. So, I'm seeing 1080p. There you go. Well, hey, 1080p is better than Instagram. It was pretty mild in Instagram. So. Yeah, I don't think 4K streaming is typically available unless you have like certain equipment. So, okay, that's actually pretty cool. Look at that. I like that. That works surprisingly well. It's a simple trick, but it works great. It's a simple spell, but quite unbreakable. That's pretty gosh darn fun. All right, let's finish this tower here. Chris, drop a crazy mech and try to build it. So actually, I'd recommend you don't do that because it was the other day, it was probably a couple months ago. I really wanted to build a giant mech. And I thought, I'll just build a giant mech. Well, guess what? Building a giant mech is harder if you haven't done it before. And I was stumped for like a day, and I just like, I'll revisit this at a later time with more time and preparation. So don't just go for a crazy project. Think of it in approachable steps is my advice. But yeah, careful on trying to attempt to build a giant crazy mech. So. But I do plan on doing that at one day because I talked about that on the Instagram stream. That's one of my grand plans is to bring Nexonites back and make it cool because it never was originally cool. It's terrible in its real form. So I'm just saying that because Grumpy's in the chat. But maybe try Bionicle to change things up, like changing instruments from guitar to piano. Exactly. Yeah, you could try some, joint action figures. So. I am a big fan of Bionicle. I know it's not for everyone, but I like it quite a bit. So. Interestingly, Garrett, who is probably one of the biggest Bionicle fans I interact with on a regular basis, he has gotten into Monkey Kid sets. And I think there's a lot of potential there too. So that goes there. Are we short one of these? Oh, no, there it is. Okay. I've always said, are we short this piece? And I just miss it. So. Hello, love the work you do. Lots of respect. Thank you, Broken Bone Bricks. Appreciate it. That's a cool name too. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate it. Hope you're having a great Tuesday. Don't forget to drop a like if you have a chance. Working on the Citadel of Orlan set, which is one of my childhood favorite sets. I've never owned this set. I always dreamed of owning it. That's a cool opening box flap. That's awesome. One of my favorite themes as a kid. I think it's one of the best sets from the theme. It's aged a lot better than some of the other sets have. Some of those sets weren't terrific. So. Okay, we've got a treasure chest. Is it on a raised thing? Yeah, it's a little bit raised. And it's got all the gems going in the treasure chest. So you have a nice little bundle of colored gems here. You got, let's see if you can see those. Yeah, neon green. You got translate blue, which is kind of a new color back then. Trans dark green, trans dark blue, and trans dark red, which is probably the most common color crystal now. But back then it was a little more uncommon. So cool to get all the gemstones to put in there. Pretty cool. The knights could make a fortune if they found that chest. Hopefully it's not a mimic. There you go. I'm really, really excited to see this build because it's ruined. It's not in new condition. They're definitely going for some dilapidated effects on it. And I haven't seen that a lot in sets. Most of the time, they don't go in that direction, I think. There's been some Indiana Jones and stuff. But, yeah, that's fun. It's unique for Castle. So let's see. Okay, that goes there. To fill the... Oh. Well, that's a problem. Okay. I put the pins on the wrong side, so I have to rotate everything a little bit. That'll work. There you go. Crisis averted. Maybe the treasure is supposed to lure the knights in, and then I keep calling it sea serpent. The big snake underneath devours them. Interesting, they didn't do a dragon. They went for a snake, which is pretty cool. The Monkey Kid sets are fire. Yeah, they're awesome. They are a little expensive, but they're awesome. I think I'll eventually be getting some Monkey Kid sets. We'll see. Maybe even just as purely an investment. because some of them have gone up pretty expensive. Not all of them have, but some of them have for sure. Oh, look, there's an axe. There's a halberd dropping from the ceiling. Classic blunder for the adventurers. Let's see. We had a tan pin, 1 tan half pin here. How does this open? There you go. This axe looks less concealed than other sets I've seen, though. So it's just kind of like waiting there very obviously for somebody to come along and then get chopped. So, alrighty then. And it goes facing that direction. And that goes on 2 corner bricks. Yeah, that's a little simplified for me. Oh, I see. So that's for the vines. If you're climbing up, you get axed, get chopped up. All right. On the final stretch here. Let's see. I built Bionicle before I came back to my system back from my system Dark Ages that lasted 16 years. There you go, Henry. So Bionicle is a possible solution to an impending Dark Age. Or if you go through a Dark Age, try something different to get back into it. I like that. I've never had a Dark Age, so I don't know for sure what that's like. But yeah, I've had to take breaks for sure. It's uncommon to be absorbed so heavily in something your entire life, but sometimes I think it makes sense. All right, let me get the measurements right on this here. Let's do that. Grumpy J says, I still don't have a Monkey Kid set. I need to get one soon. They're pretty awesome. So Garrett has gotten a big collection of Monkey Kid sets, and he has been really going to town on those. They're awesome. So I've been very impressed with the Monkey Kid sets. And he also says the TV show is good. We'll be doing a watch party on that sometime, maybe another month or so. And I'm looking forward to that because the animation is apparently really good. And that's something that I've found kind of is lacking in things like Ninjago or Dreams. The 3D animation is a little bit simplified there, minifig style. So I think that could be pretty fun to watch. All right, and that goes here. That's the way you go up into the castle. A few more pillars being built. There we go. And then you got another wall section here. Perfect. Oh, that goes in one. There you go. Oh, okay. Well, how do you control it there if it's... So one design part that I'm not as giant a fan of is the ramp up is fine. It's a little complicated looking. But this axe, you have to kind of reach past to control a little, some sort of mechanism there to control it from the outside of the wall over here would have been better. But I think that's the not the main concern of this build here. Not the biggest thing to worry about. So there you go. Whoa, we got a cicada right outside the window. I'm guessing you guys can hear that too. It's pretty loud. And I don't think there's anything I can do to stop him. So, but we're not going to be building too much longer. We're almost done. There we go. And put that there. Morgan says, are you planning on going to see the solar eclipse? I think Atlanta is in the 70% zone. Yes. I'm probably going to just stop for an hour, go outside and check it out. I don't really have time to travel to the eclipse zone. It also seems like it's pretty expensive to do so. Like a lot of the hotels and places to stay in that area have already gotten shot up on that time frame. But I still think it'll be pretty cool. I'm sure it'll be very interesting to see. I'm glad we're close enough that I don't really have to go anywhere and still get at least a taste of it. So, alrighty, adding a few krenels to the top. Well, that stopped all of a sudden. That's good. All right. So we just have a few more mechanisms to go. We're almost done. Wrapping up at an hour and 15. Not too bad. A little longer than the shorter estimate, but not too bad. Huh. Oh. And we've got the classic brown round wheels, which were used in the previous castle theme of Knight's Kingdom 1, which is also very different looking for its time. So there you go. Oh, and that you put axes on that end. Interesting. Okay. So we got some pins here. There you go. How did I get 2 extra 2x2 bricks? They must go somewhere, and I just misplaced them. What are they? Axes only? Yeah, axes only. And they go that way. There you go. More spinning axes for the knights to avoid. That one's a little loose. Might have to get a different pin there. Yeah, that one just falls right out. We'll just leave it upright for now. There you go. So I don't know if you guys can see in the video, you've got the spinning axes there. When one of them comes around, it just falls right out because that pin is, I guess, a little loose. But we'll worry about that later. I can replace that pin at some point. We're on step 26. And that looks like about it. I'm going to double check and make sure I didn't miss any place to put those gray bricks. Let's see. Yeah, we look good. They might have thrown in a few extras when they certified this set. Or I could just put them on the terrain or something. The only things I'm thinking I'm missing are these 2 bricks, or where they go somewhere in there. There we go. Just like that. Interesting. Maybe you could lock the set together with these. That'll work. We'll do that. There you go. Get out the Shadow Knight here. Awesome. So I think me and Steven still have several Shadow Knight figures. We could probably make a little squad of these guys. Vladek's evil minions that all looked like clones. Interesting. Anyway, we'll put him up here. Little flag, go on the top. Up here. There we go. Citadel is complete. Childhood nostalgia reached. It's pretty cool. It's not a small set. It's pretty wide. It's not super tall. But it's cool. Got just enough going on to make it interesting. Yeah, every knight has their own challenge, except Danju, I think. The purple wise knight, he doesn't have much to do here. Maybe he helps guide all the other knights. But yeah, great set. That is a nice set. I appreciate it, T-Bucker. I think it is. Underrated theme. A controversial theme is a good way to describe it, I think. Didn't sell anything, thankfully. There you go, Henry. Yeah, you don't want to just kind of rage quit and sell your Lego. I see that happen every now and then, and it's very sad. So. All right, now 2 torches on the outside here. Forget those flames. There we go. And an extra spear, which is fine. There we go. All right. Well, I am super excited to have this in my collection. It will go up on display right behind us there. And I'll probably cover that in a video at some point, kind of updating some of the set display areas and tidying them up, cleaning them up. Already started work on the castle section. The space section is done. Going to work on over here with adding some adventures and Exoforce. It'll be a lot of fun. Looking forward to that. Thank you all so much for tuning in, liking this video, saying hi, commenting. I really appreciate everyone who joined. This is a big success. This is a great live stream. Way more people showed up than I expected. So I'm really happy about that. Thank you all so much. And hope you guys have a great rest of your evening. Go do something fun, build some Lego, relax, watch some TV. Hope you have a great rest of your week. I know I will, looking at this cool set. It's now in my collection. And we'll be doing more live streams here for sure. Yeah, stay tuned on Instagram and here. I'm going to be doing hopefully at least one live stream per week, maybe more, maybe on both. We'll see. Yeah. Take care, everyone. Good evening. Good night.